Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. Today is Saturday, August 9th, and this is episode 886 of the show. I see a lot of our friends in the waiting room, and I say hello to each and every one of you, but I especially say hello to our friend Hina. Hi, Hina. Good to see you. Hello, Laura, and everybody else. Good to be here with all of you. I was going to tell you something funny that happened the other day. So somebody came on the show on Thursday and said that they had found out about me on Reddit. And I always forget about Reddit. And I always, every now and then, like to check to see who's talking about me or immigration on Reddit. So I did a search, Jim Hacking Immigration, and somebody had a post that said, does anybody have a schedule of when immigration lawyers go online to answer questions? And then the person said, I've been on Jim Hacking's show 3 times and I think he's not answering my questions anymore. That's right. Because this is not a substitute for legal knowledge. This is not a substitution for representation. Don't keep calling back as your case progresses. I'm happy to hear about how your case has progressed, but we're just talking about general immigration concepts for everyone to use. But I thought it was pretty funny because actually some people rose to my defense and said, dude, if you have a case that's so complicated, you need to talk to a lawyer 3 times, you should just hire one, which I thought that was really funny. And I thought it was good advice. So it was not, I don't think it was Shabazz. Shabazz would never, yeah, I was quoted. So thank you, Hina. Chris Cuomo, do you guys know him? He's sort of a dope. He used to be on CNN. I actually liked him when he was on CNN. I thought he was sort of smart. His dad was the governor of New York, Mario Cuomo, and his brother ran for, or I guess he was governor, but then during the Me Too movement, some bad stuff came out about him, and then Chris Cuomo lost his job with CNN because while he was a news anchor, he was also helping his brother with his campaign. Yeah, I don't either, Hina. I love their dad. When I grew up, I grew up Irish Catholic and he's Italian Catholic, and he was sort of, I think he was sort of a, Mario Cuomo was a candidate for president, and we thought that was exciting as Catholics. And I thought he was pretty smart. Clearly the smartest one of the bunch. But anyway, Chris Cuomo is now working for some fake news. Well, I shouldn't say fake news because fake news is its own term now. A knockoff CNN. I don't know what it's called, News Nation or something, or maybe that's his show on the channel. I don't know. Anyway, he calls himself a journalist. I think he's a lawyer. And he posted a deep fake video of AOC. And it was her allegedly on the floor of the house saying crazy things. And it actually said at the bottom, this is fake. And he retweeted it seeing that it was real. When AOC pointed out to him that that's what he did, he doubled down and went on the attack again. He's just a dope. So anyway, I said on Twitter, all I said was, you are an idiot, because he hadn't taken down the post. It was a 4-word tweet, and it got a lot of likes, and it got quoted in, one of those raw story articles where they say, this is what happened, and this is what all these ex people posted about it. So that was that. All right. Oh, Nurse Laura got her card today. Is that what it said? Someone else over here said they had a green card. Laura, did you get your 10-year green card? That's good news if you did. I'm glad about that. Julie's here on a Saturday. I don't know what in the hell she's thinking, but she is here on a Saturday, so we appreciate that. We'll be here for the next hour and a half. We're going out to lunch to celebrate number 3 son, Ibrahim. He is taking the LSAT as we speak. So give him a little prayer for Ibrahim as he wants to go to law school in 2 years. He's taking the LSAT for the first time. Good job, Laura. Glad it arrived. Okay, I'm going to talk to Summer, then JB, then Jovenko, and then, Foyo I-45 was here yesterday. I'm taking a break from talking to the same people over and over. So I think Maggie said, and I think this is good. Jim, I was thinking the same thing because in the past you never allowed one person coming in over and over, so it surprises me when I see it going on now. Would you believe it that there's actually people who call the office to talk to an attorney, and then they call back and they have a fake name and a fake email address, and then they do it again and again and again just to get more answers? So we try to keep that on not on the show either. And given the green room and Hoolie's ability to vet people before they come on, we're getting better about that. I think that we should have a rule that if I talk to you and we go sort of comprehensively about your case, and maybe something like, what do you guys think, 3 or 4 months before we have them back? I know it's going to be sort of impossible to enforce, but it's sort of annoying, especially the people who call and basically ask the exact same thing over and over. A month. Huli says a month. I think that's pretty good. Jelani says, best of luck, Ibrahim, for new era of your life. Thank you, Jelani. That's great. And of course, Yusuf, Ibrahim's brother, is starting law school in Chicago at the University of next month in September. They're on the quarter schedule, so they start really late. He doesn't start law school till like September 30th. Janet says, I don't like that rule. All right, well, let's hash it out. Summer, hello.
Hi, Jim.
How are you?
I'm good. Good morning.
Morning.
Nice to meet you and talk to you. So let's go straight. Thank you so much for this. Whole show really good. Big ups to you and your team. So I have my green card interview coming up. I got here in the US with a fiance visa. I came in as a K1. I got here 23rd July 2024. So my husband filed for me. And before that, he was working with Peace Corps. So he had left his job and then started a Peace Corps. So we didn't know when I was gonna be called into the interview for my visa. So I came in and he also came in, but he came in before me. So we got married and then he left 22nd August back for his Peace Corps post. And on 30th of April 2025, I got denied because we got an RFE for a sponsor, and his dad was the co-sponsor, the only sponsor for us. He added his taxes and everything, but because my husband was doing the Peace Corps, he thought that it was not important for him to add his taxes to it. So that's the reason why we got denied. So we reapplied, and when we reapplied again, our case moved straight forward to the schedule for an interview. So we have been scheduled for an interview this month, but he came back from Peace Corps and he's done. You know what Trump was doing, so he canceled all of those things and he's back. He's now got a job, but then he moved to Pennsylvania where his parents are. He's living with them, and I am back in Maryland. I'm still in Maryland and I'm working as a nanny um, for the people that I'm working with. My problem is because we don't live together, I don't know how we're going to produce a lease for this USCIS people. And I don't know whether to say I'm still working because when my I-485 initially got revoked, my employment authorization also got revoked as well. And so here I am. I'm so confused whether we should produce a lease, draft something or not. And my husband and I not living together. Genuinely, we don't live together. We communicate and everything. But you're not now finding our feet. And I don't want to go live with his parents too because it can create all these problems. So we're just trying to save money. Will the officer understand that we don't live together? And also, I don't know whether to say I am still working because when I filled in my new employment authorization, I said I ended on the dates when the 30th of April when I got the denial letter. So here I am. I honestly don't know what to do.
Well, first of all, it's sad that you have a denial on your record because, in my book, no marriage based green card case should get denied due to affidavit of support issues.
Okay.
So, really, there's like no excuse for that. Like, that's just a waste of money, a
Mm-hmm.
waste of time. And if that happened today, you would be in removal
Okay.
and you could be in removal tomorrow.
Okay. But we reapplied, so I got back in status before the 33 days.
You're not in status, not according to the new rules that they published on August 1st. How long, what was your
I
status? What was your status before you applied the first time?
I was a K1 and then we got married.
Okay,
So
K1. Okay, I think you said J.
yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so we can put that to the side. The,
Okay.
you have lots of problems with your case. Number one,
Okay.
you have a denial. Number two, you're not living with your spouse.
Right.
Um, they, you said bad things can happen when you live with in-laws, and I agree with that. But I also think that people who are trying to get an immigration benefit don't really have the luxury to say that
Okay.
unless it's something unsafe, right?
Okay.
So it sounds like you have lots of competing interests. You have your job, you have your immigration status, you have your marriage, right? Those are
Right.
those are all really important things.
Right.
And I would say that if you want to get your green card, you
Mm-hmm.
you both need to get a whole lot more serious about this than you have been so far. Way too casual. Insane that it got denied because of a co-sponsor issue. Insane that it got denied because your husband didn't send in his taxes because he thought since he had a co-sponsor he didn't have to.
Okay.
Just really way too lackadaisical and easygoing about this. You guys got to take this a whole lot more seriously. You need to live. You need to live together, and if that means you and you are working without authorization right now, so be careful how you answer questions at your interview. I would do a FOIA to see what they put in there about the first case. I think that this your life only gets harder from here, not easier.
Yeah, I understand. So what can I do, Jim? Because well, we reapplied, so now we added his W-2s and to show that he was working with
That's
Peace
the,
Corps.
so when you
Mhm.
okay, so when you filed the first time, you guys were living together.
No, we lived together when he was here before he moved back to continue his Peace Corps. He was giving a break because he told them he was gonna get married and that his fiancée is now in the country. We applied before he started the Peace Corps
Applied for the 45 or the K1.
for the K1.
Okay, I don't care about all that stuff. I'm talking about when did you come to the United States?
23rd July 2024.
So you've been in the United States for a year and you still don't have pretty much anything,
So I got the employment authorization, but it got revoked. But I got it for 5 years.
but it's revoked. Okay. So we've
And
lost a year. Okay.
right.
Now, when you applied for the 485 after you
Mhm.
came on your K1, were you living together?
No, because he was doing Peace Corps. And
Okay.
Peace Corps, I'm not sure if you know what Peace Corps is,
Yeah, I
but
know
it's
Peace Corps. So
yeah.
he came.
It came back in
Was he here?
April.
Was he here when you arrived?
Yes, he was here when I arrived.
Did he do Peace Corps back in your home country?
No, he didn't do it in my home country, but he did it in another country in Africa.
How did you meet?
We were classmates way back when we were in primary school. So his parents were they used to live in Ghana before his daddy had the opportunity to migrate to America, and so then he moved along, and so we reconnected again in 2018, and that's when we became friends, and now we got serious. Yeah, so
So you
since
come, you
2018.
come on the K1, and he was in America when you arrived,
Yes,
and
he
then
moved. He came. He was doing Peace Corps, but when I got my visa to come in, and he also came
I
so
gotcha.
that we get married before he goes back.
Did you
Yeah.
come together?
No, we did not.
And did you? How long after arrival did you get married?
Um, I got here on 23rd July. We got married 29th of July.
So pretty quick because he had to go back to the Peace Corps.
Yes, exactly.
Got it.
Because you don't spend a month. Yeah.
Okay. So then you go, and how much Peace Corps for what? 2 years?
Yes.
How much of his 2 years had he done when he left to come back to America to be with you when you arrived?
He had done almost a year.
Okay. All right. So when you came to America, did you live with his in-laws or where did you guys live?
Yeah, we live with his in-laws.
Okay.
His
So
family, actually. Yeah.
yeah, and so then that's the address that you used on your I-130 and your 485.
No, we did not file for I-130. We just did one
Oh,
for 85.
right.
And the address that we used is not his address he uses on his documentation. So he asked me to use the address he uses on his documentation, and we still maintain the address.
What is the address?
It's in Laurel, Baltimore.
But what I don't need to know the address. What I mean is
Mhm.
why does he have the right to use that address?
Because he used to live there, and the woman who he used to live with took him as his son because he didn't have a child. And so he's lived there before, but then he moved out, went back to his parents, and he's just maintained that main address since.
And tell me this is not the address you used the second time that you applied.
We use that same address.
Come on, man. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Tomorrow morning, 5
Yeah.
a.m. 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Knock on that door. Who answers the door?
Auntie B, the name of the woman.
And how old is Auntie B?
She is 60 plus. I know her. We have a good relationship.
But neither of you live there.
Exactly, I
You
know.
can't use made up addresses on your forms.
But well, all
You
the
can't. You can't. You can't. No excuse. You can't
sure,
use made up addresses for Auntie B on your green card application. Are you
sure.
kidding
So
me? I
I'm
mean,
not kidding you. I
you know,
understand, Jim,
you know
but
how
I
many,
was new in the
you know how
system.
many denial notices I've been seeing in the last 6 months because people play games with their addresses?
Um, Jim, I'm not. It's not like I want to talk back, but it's. I was just following his lead because he has been here for a long time, and that's the address he used. So he said you have
But
to use
that
that
has
same
nothing to
address.
do with getting an immigration benefit.
Okay. So
Whatever
now what do I do?
whatever he's been doing. Okay. So okay. So you guys applied last year for the green card. You got the work card. Did you have an interview on that case?
No, we did not.
So it got denied on
Just because he
RFE.
didn't add.
It
Yeah.
got denied on RFE by the service center. It never made it to the office, right?
uh I did the biometrics and everything, and then they sent the RFA in and said that you only brought in your co-sponsors sponsor. You did not add your petitioner's sponsor. So when we're doing this reapplication, we added his taxes of the old and notarized it and told them that, oh, because he was doing the Peace Corps, that is the reason why we didn't produce it. So now we have added it, and then we filed the case anew.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when did you refile?
We refiled in May of this year. We
Okay.
got the RFE 30th of April. Before the 33 days, 16th of May, I got a response that they have received it. Yeah, so they are processing it. And then I got another notification that we have been called for an interview.
Oh, so it hasn't been denied yet.
No, it hasn't. The first one was denied. So I was just giving you what the process was, what we had gone through before a new one.
Okay.
So now we,
So that
so
brings
the,
up the next question. Where is your spouse? Is he overseas?
no, he's back in the
With his
US.
mom and dad.
Yes, because he couldn't really find a job here in Maryland, so he's in Pennsylvania and
With
he's
mom.
got a job there. And then I am still here trying to also like maintain the job I had.
When,
So I'm,
but
so I'm not too sure.
a nanny job you can do anywhere in the world. Why can't you do a nanny job in the same town he lives in?
Well, I got this one before he
That
came back
Not
in.
answering my question.
What did you say, please?
Sure. Why can't you do a nanny job somewhere where your husband lives?
Okay, because the reason is what I know is his parents also new to that new town, new state they moved in. They moved in August last year, so they didn't know anybody there whatsoever. So even this one I got, it was a friend's, their daughter's friend who had a baby. I was like, I'm looking for somebody to help me with my baby, and then they called me in.
Okay.
Yeah,
So when did your husband come back from the Peace Corps?
April this month of this year.
And since April of this year,
hmm
how many days have you two spent in the same house?
Um, 2 days.
Two
Yeah,
days.
yes, I went for the my sister-in-law's birthday party for the daughter, and so I moved. I went for that party and I came back to Maryland.
So let's pretend that you're an immigration officer at the Baltimore field office.
Right.
And it's a Tuesday morning. It's about 11 o'clock. You've already had three crappy interviews. And
Mhm.
then you pull up Summer's file. And
Right.
it's a little thick because
Yeah.
there was already a prior denial.
Yeah.
and you call Summer and her husband into the office and you say, hey, thanks for coming in. My name's Officer Hacking. I'll be conducting your interview today. Can I see any work authorizations and your driver's license?
Right.
So what driver's license do you have? Do you have the Maryland address of Auntie B on your driver's license?
Yes, I do.
Dude, you don't live there. That's like, I don't know if that's even legal.
Okay, Jim, I understand all you're saying. So what can I do now
They're
before
going to
the
crucify you. They're going to crucify you. This is going to be a bloodbath of an interview.
my goodness.
Where's your husband? What's his deal? There's based on the facts as presented so far, there's no way anyone's getting a green card out of this case, and you're going to receive a notice to appear at the end of the interview or shortly thereafter.
Okay.
I'm mind boggled by all of the things. I mean, this is red flag after red flag.
Right.
What did you think before we had this talk that everything was all right?
From my perspective, I know that any layman person would not pretty understand this, but maybe if you are just honest about how things have gone, they're human and they can understand. So that's how come I'm just willing to say the truth. But
Yeah, no, I
I'm
appreciate telling the truth.
I'm
Always
also new here, so I'm just following a lead in.
fair,
Uh,
fair, fair.
yeah.
So I have a ton of content on the YouTube channel. You should be watching all of it. We have mock interviews. We have all kinds of stuff about marriage cases. But I think that to me, there are lots of red flags.
Right.
To me, the biggest one is that since he came back in April, you guys have spent 2 days together. That sounds like people that don't want to be together. That doesn't sound like a couple that's in love.
But we communicate all the time.
2 days out of April, May, June, July, and half of August. 2 days. So one of the videos that I have that you might check out is how do I get my green card approved when we live apart?
Okay.
And so for me, there's always 3 things. Number one, do we have a real reason for living apart?
Right.
I think no. I think you could get a job where he lives or he could get a job where you live. So
Okay.
where do you live? Do you live in an apartment of your own? Do you live with the family that you au pair for?
Yeah, I live with a family that I get paid for, but I go home every two
I mean,
weeks.
I know that money is a big part of this. I totally get that, right? And
Right.
I do think they don't necessarily have systems set up for people that don't make a lot of money, right?
Okay. Right.
So I think that I'm worried for you. I'm worried for I if you and I were talking right now, I would
Mhm.
I would be all over your husband. I blame a lot of this on him. It seems like
Hmm.
he's checked out. Is he actively involved in this process? Is he helping you gather marriage evidence? Does he understand the severity of the situation that you're in?
I- Jim, honestly, to be honest, I feel so worked out because this whole thing is, I feel like it's on me, and I feel like this communication, I even expect that he'll be doing it to figure out things for me. But I'm also new here. I'm also trying to see how best I can help myself, and so
I get all
I
that.
don't.
I don't mean to be hard on you, and
It's okay.
you were brave to come on the show, but to me,
Mm-hmm.
um, so my wife is from Egypt, Summer, and so when you want to know where somebody is, like she has a brother, his name's Ahmed. If you want to know where Ahmed is, you say Ahmed Fain. So to me, I say husband Fain. Where's the husband? Where he seems completely checked out, and that he's basically said, I got you the fiance visa, you figure everything else out.
So, Jim, how can I rewrite my wrongs? I tried asking him if I can change my address or get a state ID of Pennsylvania. And he's like, no, if you do that, you're going to complicate the whole thing. So just keep the address you have because this is where you live. And
I,
I'm like,
well, have him watch. Here's what I want you to do.
tell me.
Have him watch. I mean, you were the first half hour you were the first caller, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Have him watch this half hour.
right.
And I hate to say it, if he's a man and I don't mean to say woman man thing, but if he's an adult,
Right.
he will watch this video, he will be worried about his wife, and he will step up and say, we need to talk to Jim about how to fix this before our interview. Now, one thing you might do to sort of save things is if you move back to Pennsylvania and you can notify the Baltimore field office, hey, just so you know, we've moved to Pennsylvania in with his parents. That might get you a postponement of your, like, to me, if it's possible and you could get an attorney, have them enter their appearance, try to postpone it and buy time to help you guys get an actual case put together. Because right now there's not a case that's put together. But to me, I say this all the time, Summer, marriage-based green card cases turn almost always on the ability of the U.S. citizen. And to me, it sounds like he's checked out.
Right.
So if he wants to watch this and doesn't end up hating me at the end of it and wants our help, I know a little Egyptian lady who can whip this case into shape.
Right.
If we can walk it all back. The problem is we can't do another withdrawal.
Yeah.
Because part of their new policy is on withdrawals now they can issue a notice to appear. So in theory, they could have issued you a notice to appear on the prior withdrawal.
Okay. I have my interview on the 21st of August.
So like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
In Baltimore?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm here. Let me know what we can do, okay?
Okay, what do I do? Do I call you back after the show? Or, I mean, I don't know.
Huli, do you have her contact? Yeah. So just email back. We'll make sure that you get an email letting you know how to get a hold of me, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Summer. You were very brave. I'm sorry. I hope you don't feel like I was hard on you.
No, I don't. I'm totally fine. I just wanted to get a real opinion about this from a lawyer, and it's fine. It's just up to my husband to pick it up, and I know he can go south for letting me come on the show and come and discuss all this. But at the end of the day, I see that my immigration status, even if anything happens in the future, is just
Yours.
it's just messy. Yeah, and I don't want all this.
Thank you, Summer.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, when I had the idea to do the Immigration Answers show, one of the things that I asked myself is, could I recreate what it's like to be in a consult with Jim or Amani, right? Like literally, that was the whole idea. I mean, at first, when I first started the show, I was bored at Nora's softball practice in New Melly, Missouri, which is the middle of nowhere. And I was going to be there for a while and I didn't have anything to do. And so I just turned on Facebook Live and I started talking to people. But after a while, this is what that call, that's what I wanted people to understand. And I think by extension, Summer sees that that's sort of what the interview is going to be like. Like if she walked in without talking to me or doing anything different between now and then, whoa, especially these days, that would be really, really rough. I'm going to go to JB and then Sasheen. I got the hiccups. JB, hello.
Hello. Good morning, Jim. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks for opportunity. So my question is, I came here back in 2021 legally with a student visa, and by 2023 I got approved for 360 form special immigrant juvenile case with the deferred action, and I got my work authorization. Everything has been approved, but my priority date was 2023 March, and since then it's been stuck. The visa bulletin is not moving, and it's been backlog ever since. And right now it's unavailable. And as a cherry on the cream, they put up a new policy stating that SIJS applicants can no longer extend their current applications. So I'm just kind of in a stuck situation. So what would be the way out? And what's the odds of 2023 March being current on upcoming new fiscal year? That's my question.
JB, first of all, thank you for the question. Thank you for everything you did for our country. I'm sorry that they're treating you so poorly. I think it's one of the worst things that, I mean, it's hard to make a list of all the bad things Donald Trump has done, but this is one of the worst. I will say that this week has been sort of a fire hose of developments at USCIS, and I haven't paid much attention to those changes with SIVs.
Mhm.
But if you email me and say, Jim, I was on the show and I have questions about it, I will try to answer your questions. I don't think, given the huge backlog in the EB4 category, that you'll be getting a visa in the next fiscal year. So I don't know long term what you could do. Perhaps apply for asylum, which is really shitty. But I think that might be one thing. But I would say I'm not in a space right now where I can answer your question because I haven't looked at. I spent all my time dealing with these changes of removal policy. Next, I'm going to do the Child Status Protection Act changes from yesterday, and then I was going to look at the SIV stuff. But if you email me and give me about a week, I'll look into it and tell you what I can.
Yes, perfect. I will do that. They are not even letting us do travel. Travel applicants also being denied because we cannot apply for 485. And yes, and also Congress also proposing some new rules. I don't think they have been approved it yet, but yeah, it's been pretty messy. Can I get your email, or do you want me to text it to you in DMs?
info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Julio put it here. Here, I'll put it on the. Actually, it should be on the bottom of the screen the whole time anyway. Let me see.
Oh, I got you. No problem.
All good.
Thank you so much, Jim, for your time. You have a good day.
Thanks, buddy. See ya. All right. Sasheen, hello.
Hi, Jim. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
All right. So I'm in the process in putting in my application with the marriage base, right? I already submitted the I-130. I'm just working on the next set of forms, seeking an affidavit of support. However, my issue is, what if your spouse cannot come on the interview with you
Why?
due to an arrest warrant being out for the spouse?
Yeah, I don't know if you've been watching USCIS posts, but they've been taking much satisfaction in executing arrest warrants for petitioners and beneficiaries at interviews. So I think your question is a good one. So I guess my question would be, well, first of all, you're a ways away from an interview, so you have some time to deal with this, right?
Yeah.
But what's the long-term plan to deal with the arrest warrant?
What's the long-term plan?
Well, so your husband's walking around with a warrant for his arrest out there, right?
He's not walking around. He's being low key right now, staying at a hidden spot.
Okay. Okay. But he has a warrant out for his arrest.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me, well, let me ask this. What's his plan for you to get an immigration benefit? Like, he thinks he's just going to hide out forever?
Oh, I'm not so sure. Basically, what I see is staying low until the next court hearing, because it's a group of them, which, like, some of them is already incarcerated. So I guess he's. Go ahead.
What's the charge?
Distribute narcotics.
Okay. So that's a whole other. So I understand your question, right? So your question is a good one, Jim. What am I going to do? And we've actually had a couple cases where the petitioner, the U.S. citizen, was in jail, not even like pretrial jail, but jail. Those almost always get denied. So, especially now. So I've seen denials sent to me on people consulting with us over the last couple of months too. I think they're just taking the position, if your spouse can't show up for the interview, your case is going to be denied, which I actually think is legally incorrect, because I-130s get approved all the time without an interview. But I want to bring up a different topic, and that is the question that I think you should be asking me is, Jim, I'm married to someone who has a pretty serious drug charge hanging over his head. Do you think that I have a good chance of getting a green card based on that marriage? And I would say that they would say, that USCIS would say, well, if this guy's is actively engaged in criminal activity, and he's been charged and has criminal charges pending, on a drug distribution charge. He's probably the kind of guy who, if Sasheen paid him enough money, would marry her to get an immigration benefit.
Mhm.
So I think that the chances of, I mean, you haven't filed yet. I think the chances of success are low when someone has serious drug charges pending against them, I guess is what I'm saying.
He was incarcerated like for 11 years ago, and then now this is a new arrest warrant being out.
So he has a prior history.
Yeah,
So did he go to jail last time?
yeah,
So
yeah,
his,
for 11 years.
I mean, they're going to find him eventually, and if he has a prior, wait, you said he went to jail for 11 years?
Yeah,
So if he gets caught, so even if this case goes away, you're talking about filing an application with someone who did hard time previously. So even without the current charge, you're married to someone who has a felony record. Of course, Donald Trump has a felony record. My question then would be, were you in status when you and he got married?
no, I wasn't in status at the time.
So then this becomes a really big mess. This becomes someone who's in the United States, out of status, marries a criminal, and tries to get a green card. I think the chances of success are very, very low, less than 3%.
Well, I understand. I already submitted the I-130 along with the I-130A.
Okay, well that's something people in the United States really shouldn't do, especially if they're out of status, because the I-130 doesn't do anything for you. It's the 485. The
Right.
485 is what gets you status, but I don't think this case can be approved.
Mm.
Who's
Can it
that?
be with?
Who's that sitting
Can,
there with you?
it's my friend. It's my friend.
Okay.
Can it get withdrawn? Can I go ahead and withdraw the case?
Yes. Well, actually, he would have to withdraw the I-130 because it's the application filed by the U.S. citizen. Now, just so you know, one of the things that they said they're going to do is on withdrawals where they recognize that the beneficiary is out of status, that they're going to put those people in removal, send them a notice to appear. Now, it's sort of unusual that you filed the I-130 without the 485, so maybe it'll slip through the cracks and they will allow him to withdraw the I-130, but they won't come after you right away, if that makes sense. So I think that's probably your best bet.
To do the withdrawal, right?
And get divorced.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm sorry.
How can I reach out to you to help me with this
Sure.
case?
You can call the office on Monday, 314-602-3. No, that's my cell. Oops. Almost gave away my cell. Ha ha. 314-961-8200, or you can email us. Huli has your contact information. She'll send you an email after the show, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Bye, Sasheen.
All right, bye.
Oh boy, that was a close call. I'd have to get a new number. I've had that number for a long time. I've had that number for 20 years. Woo! Ha ha ha. Outback Jack, hello.
Hey, Jim, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I'm an old client of yours. You helped my wife and I with a mandamus about nearly 5 years ago. I think you're up to about number 800 at that stage, and I heard you say yesterday you're up to 2,000. So they're obviously working.
Thank you for the remembrance. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I just had a quick question. I filed our N400 applications for my wife and I. They're under the general provision for employment. And I just had a question. They were filed about 4 months ago. She's already got her notice for an interview at the end of this month. And I'm sort of still waiting. There's nothing remarkable in either of our applications. And I'm just wondering, is that something that happens normally, or should I be concerned?
Do you remember why, sometimes when we sue, we sort of ask you or we all come to agree on what we think the holdup was originally on your case. Do you have any sense as to why we had to sue on your case? Does that make sense?
No, it was roughly about 2.5 years, and I think there was a lot of holdups. It was just on an I-360 from an R1. We were both on R1 visas, but no, and we've had our green cards for the 4 years and 9 months, and we've changed our address. We have changed our occupations, but we've always let UCIS know. We've let UCIS know where our new address within the 30 days and so on. But she's got her interview, and mine sort of just. I haven't heard anything. It has only been 4 months, so maybe I'm just being a bit too concerned.
I would say that it's not unusual for the woman's case to go faster than the man's. It's just not. That's just a fact that happens. So I would not read too much into it. I would also say that you'll probably be able to figure something out a little bit after her interview. Like she can say, "Hey, my husband and I filed together. Why? Any idea why his case hasn't been set for interview?" And then she might get some info that way.
Okay. All right. No, that's great. That's all I really wanted to know. I wasn't getting too concerned. I've got my green.
No, I wouldn't. No, especially after 4 months. If a year goes by, then maybe.
Okay. All right. Terrific. Appreciate you, Jim. You've done an awesome job.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. Okay. Take care. Bless you. Bye.
Oh, it's nice to hear from old clients. How about that? All right. Let's go to David and then Vanessa. David, hello.
Hi. Can you hear me, Jim?
I can indeed.
Oh, wonderful. It's nice to speak to you. Thank you for taking my call. We spoke in 2022. So I'm a U.S. citizen, and I sponsored my husband for U.S. permanent resident status.
Yep.
And he received his permanent resident status in January 2023 after having come to the U.S. in 2014 on a B1, B2. Fleeing the Putin regime, and we did get the we got the J1 waiver, or he got the J1 waiver approved based on persecution, because in 2013 he was part of a U.S. Department of State program that brought him to the U.S. for 3 weeks.
Great.
And so now he can apply for U.S. citizenship in October of this year. And we have an attorney, and she says it's very low risk. But I've been very, as a U.S. citizen, I'm a little bit, concerned about the current situation. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on.
So did he get a 10-year green card or a 2-year green card?
No, we were married. We were married like 7 or 8 years at that point. So he got a.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I agree with your attorney. Very low risk. Definitely file. Everything should go smoothly. I would bet that. The one thing you might do, just to be careful, if you really want to check on things, you might do a Freedom of Information Act request on his USCIS file and also his State Department file. That might make you feel a little bit better, but there's nothing that you've told me that makes me worried right now. I'm full steam ahead.
Okay. I don't know. I guess there's a lot of stuff going on, and I was.
I understand that. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. I understand the fear and trepidation. I understand the call. Totally appropriate. I'm just saying that I think that at the end of the day, this is one of those cases that will go pretty quickly.
Okay. Is there any other detail I could give you that you would
never applied for asylum? Never applied for asylum?
He applied for asylum.
He did after he came on the J1?
No, he went back to the home country and then came back on a B1, B2.
Okay.
And applied for asylum, but that got just pending for like 7 or 8 years.
Sure.
So
did he ever get interviewed on that?
Nothing. No, nothing.
Is there anything on his asylum case that he thinks might be an exaggeration or untrue?
No, no. I mean, the asylum case was just really the application and very minimal documentation of some documents. And the J1, based on persecution, really documented. It was political persecution, so it was documented the evidence at a higher level than the asylum. And no, there's
Right. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, that's to me the only potential issue would be to look at that. But if the asylum case was a bare bones application and everything in it was true, then I'm not worried about anything.
okay. Okay. I was just concerned if they would press on this. Well, you came into the country with B1, B2, or
No, he's good. I understand all the fear and trepidation. I'm glad I don't have a spouse going through the naturalization process, but I don't think this is one that I don't think you should spend any time worrying about this between now and his citizenship.
all right. Thank you, Jim. Thank you so much.
Sure, David, keep us posted, okay?
I will.
All right, all right. That was our old friend David. He called 2 years ago. Hey, what's going on TikTok? How can I get in the call? Well, you got to go over to YouTube and talk to the people over there. Talk to Huli. Would you wait to file any I-130s right now? Well, that's a good question. That's a good question from Brooke. Would you wait to file any I-130s right now? No, I don't think so. I think that it's full steam ahead. You've got to go through, you might have to go through some hard times. Okay, so I reshot the video. So I did the video yesterday that didn't save right. I did my whole discussion yesterday about the current state of I-130s, and I am finishing up editing the one I did this morning. After lunch, I'll post it. So sometime this afternoon, I'll share all my thoughts in one concise place. One concise place for I-130s and the state of things right now. All right. Vanessa is here. Hello.
Hey Jim, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, so we've talked before, and I just wanted to know, my husband has a pending I-130, he has a pending asylum, and my thing is we're about to file for the I-130, but my question is, I'm a little nervous because with him having a pending asylum, would that technically leave him out of status in a way? And then can he get arrested at, or not arrested, but detained at our I-130 interview because he has that pending asylum and he's typically not in status?
What country is your husband from?
Sorry, my phone's really acting up. I was telling your person this today.
What
My
country?
husband's from Venezuela.
Okay, and how did he enter the United States? On parole?
He entered the United States through the CBP1 app.
Okay. And he has a pending asylum case. I can't do the audio. I don't know. I think she's on some kind of a delay or something. All right. Let's go to Tiffany. Hello, Tiffany.
Hello, Jim. How are you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I hope my question is simple and fast. So I'm the petitioner, and the income requirements with the household. So I filed income tax, and I'm on my income tax, and my 18-year-old son, at the time he was 17, but he's 18 now. So I also have to add my beneficiary who is trying to come to the U.S. So that's a household of 3, which only made $26,000. So I had to get a joint sponsor. My joint sponsor claimed he made $37,000, and he only claimed himself, no dependents. He's on his income tax by himself for 2024. How do they count the household? Do they count us together, or he is just gonna joint sponsor the beneficiary, or we
No,
all?
you don't add them together. So if I mean, I don't do affidavits of support. That's one of the great things about owning your own law firm is you don't have to do I-64s. Like if I had to do another I-64, I'd like jump off a bridge or something.
I understand.
I'm sure you can appreciate it now trying to figure it all out. If your co-sponsor has made 37,000 in each of the last 3 years and he's a household of one, then he will qualify as your co-sponsor.
Yes, he's made like.
Unless he lives with you. He doesn't live with you, right?
Oh, he's a joint sponsor, not a co-sponsor.
Well, no, he's a co-sponsor. Yeah. It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. Yep. So he's fine. He qualifies.
And another address. We two different addresses.
Oh, I gotcha.
Okay, well, that was a good and simple one.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks. Have a great day.
Okay, thanks. All right. DACA to green card. The gingerbread man is here.
Hey, Jim, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, so I just wanted to give you an update. I talked to you back in December when I came back with AP, where they scared the shit out of me at CVP.
I remember.
Yeah, and I had my interview Thursday here in the Denver field office. I was approved yesterday, but I just wanted to give you the good news.
That's great news. How'd the interview go?
The days before, I wasn't able to sleep, constipated.
I shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but the interview went good. Once we started talking, I went in there super stiff, super nervous, and then I kind of let go, and the officer kind of rolled the questions into conversation, and I wasn't sure what was what, but at the end, at the statement that she gives us, or I don't know, I don't remember what it was called. But what we talked about, like she was typing and talking to us at the same time that I noticed that. But it went good, the yes and no questions, super easy. I had DACA for, I renewed it 6 times. So I'm glad this is over a little bit.
I'm gonna say something, and I'm gonna say it in all seriousness.
Yes.
I liked President Obama a lot. I think he did a lot of good things. I don't think he was perfect at all. But I honestly think that if I were you, I would find the address of his library or him, and I would actually send him a note and thank him for DACA and thank him for the advanced parole. That I've told you before. That's my this is what you just did. That's like literally my favorite thing, right? Like to think that as evil as these Project 2025 Trumpers are, and all the bad things they're doing to immigrants, to think that this is still on the agenda for you to be able to get a green card from the Centennial Immigration Office, which is a bunch of hard asses, true believer types. It makes me very, 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 very happy. And I love that you called to tell me, and it really made my day.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll try to reach out to them, to Obama, see if I
would. I'm serious. I mean, that would, if I were him, that would mean a lot to me. I mean, he changed your life.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. And I'm very grateful for that opportunity.
Awesome. So 3 years citizenship, don't forget.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to sleep on this one.
Won't that be a great day?
Yeah. Yeah, I won't sleep on this one. That's for sure.
Thank you, brother.
You have a good day. Thank you.
I literally have goosebumps right now. That is, I mean, six-time DACA renewal. So, I mean, imagine when he first realized that he was undocumented. Like, he probably didn't know that his whole life, right? And to think that he was able to live without fear of deportation for a long time, able to get work authorization, go to school without fear of getting deported, but still always under the threat of deportation. And then to be strong enough and confident enough to get on a plane to go back home, hoping that Jim's right, hoping that the immigration attorneys are right, hoping that the Trump people don't withdraw advanced parole like while he's gone, to go outside the United States for the first time in forever, to then get back on a plane to come back, not knowing if CBP is going to let you in to get off the plane, grab your bags, and head to customs, and to be sitting there across the glass, holding your breath, hoping that these guys let you back in. You hand them your advance parole and your passport, and they give it back to you. Can you imagine what that feels like? Can you imagine what that feels like? And then to go through it all again, to go to that USCIS office that I hate in Denver, in Centennial, to go through security, to go up to the officer, with all of Trump's people running around, to go there with your spouse, to sit through the interview. He said he was stiff. I'm sure he was nervous. And then to be told that after all this time, you're getting a green card. You're a lawful permanent resident. I think he's still here. Did I capture this correctly?
Yes, 100% correct.
Oh, I'm so happy for you, brother. I'm so happy for you. It blows my mind. It blows my mind.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
You got it. I have a client, Felipe, who just did exactly what he did. And I mean, that guy came to us. He was like 17. He was a dope. Felipe was a dope, but he's got his green card now. We love Felipe. So I'm just so happy. He's not a dope. He's a nice kid, but always a little bit goofy. But just this is why you do that stuff. This is why you do it. All right. Fans man, hello.
Hello, Jim. Good morning, and how are you?
I'm well, thank you, and good morning to you.
Excellent. I've been following your show for a while, a recommendation from a friend. So I just have a quick, very silly question. I marriage-based green card, but the thing is, getting the EAD, I made a mistake in the category. But we've been scheduled for an interview, so I wanted to find out, since I have to attach every correspondence from USCIS, do I have to add the EAD notification that was also given as well? And what will be your best advice in preparing for the interview, even though I have followed a couple of your videos on this? Thank you.
You mean best advice to prepare for this issue or to prepare for the interview in general?
Do I need to add the EAD notification even though I didn't get it approved because I selected the wrong category in filling the form?
That's no big deal. But were you asking me how do I prepare for my interview, or how do I prepare to talk about this issue?
Both, please.
Yeah, I mean the interview, we have tons of resources on our YouTube channel. So we have 3 fake interviews where one is I'm the lawyer, one is I'm the dopey American, and my wife is the mean immigration officer. So I would watch those and then hope that you don't get. Somebody posted the other day, I got my green card interview the other day, and that lady was much nicer than Jim's wife on the video. So watch that, and that'll get you ready. I would have your spouse read you all the questions from the I-485 out loud, because remember, your interview is out loud. So having the questions read to you out loud, they might not ask every question, but I think having the experience of hearing every question is really helpful. And then you can do that with the I-130 and the 485. I would upload more marriage evidence a week before the interview. And then after that, I think you should be good.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So when you say more marriage evidence, what does that mean? Apart from the little ones that are, all the things that I've actually uploaded already, what else do you think will be?
When did you file?
November 2024.
So 10 months ago.
Yeah.
So the same stuff, just new stuff is what you upload. Do you have our marriage evidence list?
Yes, please.
Do you have it?
Did you say marriage what?
So we have a marriage evidence list that we can email you if you want it. You just have to email us and ask us for it.
Okay, I'll do that. I don't have it. I'll send an
and
email for it.
Get as much of that stuff. And like, let's say if you submitted bank statements when you first filed 10 months ago, then you want to send them new bank statements to show that everything's the same.
Okay.
Good luck with your interview.
Thank you so much, Jim, and keep up the great work. I appreciate that. Thank
See you,
you.
brother. JUM asked, do you guys represent in Kentucky? Sure, immigration's federal. We do stuff all over, and we have an attorney who is in southern Indiana, so Kentucky's really easy for us. Thank you for that question. King Knight is here. Hello, that's a cool icon too. King Knight. King.
Hello, Jim. Can you hear me?
I can. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you for your good work. So I'm just gonna make it very quick. All right. So my question is just my M400 interview has been scheduled for September 5th. So and right now I'm in Nigeria. So definitely I'll be coming back by God's grace end of August. So my question is, I would like to get some tips on how I can, do successfully on this interview day.
So let's back up. So your interview is in the United States, you're saying?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to hear your whole immigration history. So when did you first come to the United States?
Okay, my first time was in 2018. I came back. I spent like 3 months, and I went back to Nigeria, and I came back in 2019, January 2019, and I got married in April 1st of 2019, and my wife filed for my AOS, and I got my 10 years green card in February 28th, 2022, and since then I've been in the United States. So yeah,
this is your citizenship interview.
exactly, that's correct.
And you applied on the 3-year rule or the 5-year rule?
3-year rule.
I'm sorry?
Three.
3-year rule. Okay. How's everything with the marriage? Yeah, his phone was sort of shorting out. So, obviously you're gonna have to prove up the marriage because you applied on the 3-year rule. And they're going to have to show that they're admissible. The one thing I would say, if I was somebody from Nigeria, is that I would think they're going to go over your entire immigration history, every visa application. I think that they are still catching people in the whole Nigerian married when I got my visit visa, unmarried when I arrived in the United States, or got that Nigerian divorce. I think that that's all fair game on a citizenship case, and they're still finding people that they think shouldn't have gotten their green cards. So I would be, if I were King Knight, I'd be very careful, and I would make sure that I have all of my information and documentation and know whether I ever said something about my marriage in any visa application that was not true, or that I hired a notario to help me with the visa applications, because I think that's the problem. And that's what the big issue is going to be, I think. Julian says, I just looked up Centennial, Colorado. Its motto is the spirit of the past. Pretty clear they're hostile to modern times and those who represent change. I think that's true. I think it's one of these exurbs where everyone's just wants to move away from downtown brown people, and they go way out there. And I think immigration offices take on the personality of the place that they are. I've always said that. All right. Looks like Hima's done with his LSAT, so that's exciting. Carol is here. Hello. Carol, are you there? Nope. All right. Oh,
Hello?
hi, Carol.
Oh, hi. I
How are
think
you?
my the internet is a little slow. I'm doing fine, thank you. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I went to renew my green card online last December, and in January I received a letter stating that I could travel with my expired green card and this letter that they had extended it for 3 years.
Mhm.
Well, then about a week later, I received a new green card, but it was in my maiden name. and I haven't had my maiden name for 54 years.
What dopes?
So I go on the computer and it says my maiden name and it says case closed. But I, in the meantime, had sent my the green card with my maiden name to the Texas address with documentation. And that was January 8th, and I haven't heard a thing since. And I'm kind of afraid to leave because the computer, if the computer shows me in my maiden name and I have nothing to back that up except my birth certificate, you know. So
So,
what? Sorry.
so, have you thought about applying for citizenship?
Well, I don't know that I would remember the questions or anything anymore. No, I hadn't just until the last few years actually, but never got around to doing it. And then my husband passed away last year, and so that was that's when I started to think about, well, citizenship, but then all of this happened, and so I really can't. I'm afraid to go and not be able to get back into the country because the computer says my maiden name.
So I'm sorry about your husband. My dad passed away 2 years ago. I'm still very sad about that. So I'm sure you are too. I'm sorry about
Yeah,
that.
thank you. Same to you.
Sure. So, when they sent you the green card with your maiden name on it, are you saying that you then took that card and maybe the approval notice and sent it back to the service center? Is that what you said?
I sent it with a copy of the I-90 form that I'd filled out.
Yeah. And you said basically you guys made a mistake.
On 71 and to the Texas center, but I didn't send it certified mail.
Did you keep a copy of it?
Yes.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, Carol. You didn't handle that part right. I'm not blaming you or anything, but what should have happened, I know that it's crazy. What should have happened is you should have filed another I-90 and said, thank you for quickly approving my green card renewal, and thank you for sending me my green card, but you made a big mistake. You used my maiden name, and that hasn't been my name for 54 years. And I'm requesting a new I-90. Here's my new I-90 attached with all the correct information. I don't have to pay a filing fee because you guys are dopes and did it in the wrong name. It was your mistake. And then they'll send you another one of those receipt things, and that'll be your extension letter. And then hopefully they'll get it right and maybe go just as fast this time. But you're going to bang your head on the wall for 3 years trying to get them to do anything in what you noticed was a closed case, right? So you got to start over and walk them through. This is what I did. This is what you did. This is how you screwed it up. This is what I did. And now I need you to give me a new green card.
Okay. So, and pay another fee on.
No fee. It's their mistake. So you don't have to pay any fee.
So
but in the cover letter, and we can help you with this if you want, but in the cover letter, you got to say in really big letters, this is a no fee I-90 renewal case because you guys made a mistake. And then you have to walk them through. You have to make your case as to why you don't have to pay.
Okay. And so can I call your office then? And
yeah, we'd be happy to help you sort it out.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Thank you so much. I really.
And Carol, I'm going to tell Huli to give you a little push to try to go for citizenship.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
I think if you're navigating these waters of dummies messing up your I-90 and articulating it as well as you did, I think the test is only going to get harder. They're talking about making it harder. This would be the best time to do it.
Big time. Okay.
All right. Thanks,
All
Carol.
right, then. Thank you
Okay.
very much. Okay,
Bye.
God bless. Bye.
Oh, that reminded me of talking to my mom. All right. What would happen? What would someone who has military parole in place expired while AOS still pending worry about? Oh, I don't know. People worry about all kinds of things. Let's see what else is going on. Somebody said they used my really old photo on my i7-65, even though I sent them a new one. Yeah, that sounds like them. Somebody asked, what should I do if I can't find a babysitter for my kids when I go to my green card interview? My answer, find a babysitter for your kids. Because if you bring your kids to the interview, that's the easiest way to get a Stokes interview. So what happens is everybody piles into the room. The officer says, I don't want to hear all these mangy kids. I don't want to hear all this yelling and screaming. Hey, you go outside and you take the kids. And then when we're done, then I'll tell you to go out and watch the kids, and I'll talk to the other spouse. So the easiest way to get a Stokes interview is to bring your kids. JUM says, is it safe to apply for USCIS after the new policy for August 1st? Watch yesterday's show. I talked all about it. I'm also going to post a video later today. So make sure you're on the YouTube channel. Kids are the evidence. That's true, but there's lots of ways to prove you have kids without them sitting there. I used to think that was the best evidence, but now I don't. RFE on citizenship. Hello.
Hi, Jim. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Thank you for taking my call.
Of course.
So, Jim, my friend filed for her wife. He obtained his citizenship through his father, sorry. He does not have a certificate of his own. Upon submitting his application, he sent a copy of his passport.
Yeah.
So we now received an RFE for his certificate.
Interesting. I haven't heard that happening before. So I guess the question is then, are we sure that our friend is a U.S. citizen?
100%.
Oh, not even 99%?
That gentleman already filed for his mother.
The
and the mother becomes a citizen too, maybe like 10, 12 years ago.
Okay, so let's call your friend Joe, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So Joe got his citizenship through his dad.
2008.
Okay, and was that because Joe's dad naturalized, or how do we know Joe is a citizen?
Joe dad nationalized.
And Joe was under 18?
Joe was 16 years old at the time.
Was Joe living with dad?
Yes, dad took Joe to America.
Did Joe enter on an immigrant visa?
Say that again?
Sure. Did Joe enter on a B1, B2 visit visa, or did Joe enter on an approved I-130 immigrant visa?
Approved I-130 green card.
You sure?
100%.
I like the way you answer, sister. I like the way you answer. No doubt.
Joe and his brother was filed for and brought to America.
By dad.
By dad and stepmom.
Okay. Okay, I got it. All right. Did dad apply for Joe or did stepmom apply for Joe?
I would say stepmom applied for Joe.
Yeah. So one thing I'll say is people don't believe me. But I always say, especially now, so right now an N600, which is a certificate of citizenship, is over $1,000, which is ridiculous.
Almost 14.
Yeah, thank you. You know better than me. It's ridiculous. But if I had a kid and they had entered like Joe, and of course, back when Joe came, the N600 was a lot cheaper.
It's cheaper.
I believe everybody should get an N600 certificate of citizenship because you never know when some asshole like Donald Trump's going to come back in office, right? So to your point, did the RFE so this is an RFE for Joe's mom's citizenship, right?
No, it's an RFE on Joe's wife's citizenship. Sorry. Joe is filing for his wife. So now he has to prove that he's a citizen.
Oh,
but
but
they are specific.
Joe already got citizenship for his mom based on his same status.
Yes.
Well, so USCIS is revisiting every decision and they're looking for any way to find ways that people shouldn't have gotten an immigration benefit. So even though Joe has conferred a green card and then citizenship on his mother, USCIS is now questioning whether he is in fact a citizen and therefore eligible to apply for his wife. Right?
Yes.
Did the RFE give any alternative request other than a certificate of citizenship?
Only the certificate.
So that's BS. So this is Joe's wife in the United States or back home?
In the United States.
So she's applying for adjustment.
Yes, sir.
Did they have an interview?
Yes, sir.
Oh, so this is a shithead immigration officer. That's what this is all about. So you're telling me that Joe and his wife went to the interview. Joe's a U.S. citizen. Joe has a U.S. passport. Joe has sponsored his mother's, and these fools asked him for his certificate of citizenship. Did they print it out and give it to him at the interview, or did they send it to him later?
No, let me explain something. At the interview, they asked for evidence from the wife regarding common law issues. So I'm taking that they're saying that the wife was married before. So we have that to prove to say that she wasn't married before. That was the only thing they asked for. 2 days after the interview, they sent a notice to say that they are going to withdraw the evidence that was asked for. And 3 days after, there comes the notice again on the 29th of July for the evidence.
Wow.
So it was like a game playing here.
Yeah.
5 days ago, then Joe's evidence came in for the certificate.
Got it. How much time does Joe have?
Not a lot of time because September 2nd evidence is required. Joe and Sam has a son, so
Joe and the beneficiary of the green card application
has a son.
They have a son. Okay. All right. Wow. Well, in the nicest of ways, I would tell USCIS that they're a bunch of idiots. I would walk them through why he's a citizen, and I would point out that he never obtained a certificate of citizenship.
Right.
And, but man, so they haven't even approved the I-130, right?
No.
And how did Joe's wife come to the United States?
It is visitor's visa.
How long ago?
Almost 17 months, a year. And
I guess what I'm trying to figure out is, was Joe's spouse out of status at the time they applied for the marriage?
Yes, she was.
Okay, so Joe and his wife need a lawyer. Joe and his wife need a lawyer to research and write a memo as to why Joe is a U.S. citizen by operation of law. Joe's going to need to submit whatever evidence he can of his immigrant visa, of his trip with his dad. Basically, we have to prove that Joe is in fact a citizen in lieu of the fact that we don't have a certificate of citizenship and we can't get it by September 2nd.
All right, it wouldn't be so quick.
No. It'll take a year. I mean, I don't know. I think the last one
I know.
Like 9 months. All right. So if you want our help, let me know. Okay.
Yes, Jim. Thank you very much, and thanks for all you're doing for our community too.
Of course.
We appreciate it. I'll reach out back to you.
Yeah, I'd really like to see that RFE.
All right.
Thanks. Oh man, and see that's a tricky one, because ordinarily you would just tell him to fuck off and he's a citizen, but you don't want to be too flip if she's out of status, because it could get denied and she could get a removal notice, and in fact, she's subject to expedited removal because she's been here less than 2 years. So you got to take that shit seriously, even though it's clear officer stupidity and not knowing how things work. Javenko, hello. Javenko.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, I have spoken with her. She said that she was gonna reach out to me on Monday.
Okay. We'll just let her talk to you on Monday. That's great. Thanks, Javenko. Let's go to Jake. Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What's up?
So I'll try to be as quick as I can. I came to the U.S. on J1 work and travel visa, 2023 in June, and there was no 2-year rule that I need to return to my country. And then I changed my status to F1, a student visa. So what happened later was, I got married and then I overstayed my status, and my interview is actually next Thursday, upcoming Thursday. So I'm in Pittsburgh, PA field office. Have tons of evidence, like 4 affidavits, all the pictures, leases, insurances, and stuff like that. But I overstayed my visa, and I'm like, not sure. Like I've heard, like they're approving I-130, and then 485 is held for review and stuff.
That's right.
So, do you think I should still go to my interview and just,
I think there's no way for you to get status if you don't.
Yeah, you're right.
I think you just have to be ready for the idea that you might get put into removal and you might have to do a lot of. So here's what I think happens with people like you, I think. And this might not happen in every case, and it might be discretionary. It says that they're supposed to give you an NTA if they know that you're eligible for an NTA. I don't know that they're going to do it in every case. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that you have to go to the interview. You have to bring, updated, or you upload updated evidence. You get the I-130 approved, and then they're either going to let you adjust at USCIS, or you're going to have to go over to immigration court and either adjust in court or ask them to send it back to USCIS. I know that they have to hit their numbers and things, so I think that's a part of it. But I think that you don't have a choice, really, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you think it's like 100% that I'm, that it's not going to be, there's no chance that both of them are going to be approved at the point, and, like it's just not likely at all?
I'll tell you this. I do think there's a chance. I'd say maybe 20-30% chance they both get approved, but I would be forever grateful, Jake, if you would email me back and tell me what actually happens. Just say to Huli, hey, this is Jake. I was on the show with Jim and I had my interview in Pittsburgh like we talked, and here's what happened. If you have the chance to send that to me, I'd be really appreciative, because you're going to be one of the first ones through after this policy's come to light.
Yeah, of course. I just, because I overstayed my visa, and that's why I was wondering,
I just want to make sure. Date of last entry?
June 2023, I think. June 9th, 2023. That's somewhere, approximately.
More than 2 years ago.
More than 2 years ago, yeah.
Okay, so definitely bring that proof of entry to your interview.
Okay, and just practice the questions and upload all the evidence. And should I upload it to my spouse's account or my own account?
To the I-130 account. So that would be your spouse's.
Okay, and just prepare, and then I'll email you then.
Yeah, and we have an attorney in Pittsburgh. If you want her to go with you, let me know.
All right, yeah. I'll just email and then, go from there. Thank you so much.
Thanks, buddy. Good luck. All right. That'll do it for today's show. Today is Saturday, the 9th. We'll be back on Monday. What time on Monday, Louis? Let's see. Oh, Monday, I'm traveling some. Oh, I don't have a show on the schedule for Monday. Really? Is that Monday's the 11th? All right, so we'll do a show. That must have been because I was traveling. We'll do a show at noon on Monday. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thanks for all the great calls. We had a lot of people watching and talking, and appreciate it. Huli, You're the best working on a Saturday. It was good to hear from everybody, especially our old friend Hina. Hope you guys all have a great night. And we'll see you at noon for episode 887 of the Immigration Answer Show. Boy, Hooli typed that one up fast. Good job, Hooli. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next week.